Ghouls and zombies, what is the difference? Ghouls and zombies are both undead creatures in mythology. People often describe them interchangeably, but they are different types of monsters. The folklore and mythology of many cultures across the world teem with a host of supernatural creatures, among which ghouls and zombies hold a prominent place. Despite being classified together as undead, these two entities are distinct in their characteristics, origins, cultural influences, and depictions in popular culture. Ghouls are characterized as monstrous, undead beings that devour human flesh. These entities are often depicted with demonic or monstrous features, such as pallid skin, elongated limbs, glowing eyes, and a grotesque face. They inhabit graveyards or desolate places, lying in wait for unsuspecting humans to prey upon. Notably, ghouls are known for their shape-shifting abilities and can assume the form of the people they consume. Ghouls trace their history back to pre-Islamic Arabian folklore and have significant roots in Islamic mythology. Their earliest mentions can be found in 1001 Nights, where they were portrayed as desert-dwelling, shape-shifting demons that feasted on human flesh. The Western world became acquainted with ghouls in the 18th century through Antoine Galland's translation of 1001 Nights, and since then, the concept of ghouls has permeated Western horror literature and folklore. In terms of strengths, ghouls are often associated with immortality or an extremely long lifespan, physical strength, shape-shifting abilities, and sometimes varying degrees of intelligence. Some lore also suggests that they possess magical abilities. However, ghouls are not invincible and have several weaknesses. Religious artifacts, symbols, and rituals are often seen as potent deterrents. Furthermore, ghouls are frequently depicted as nocturnal entities, with sunlight being a major restriction to their activities. On the other hand, zombies are traditionally portrayed as reanimated corpses devoid of consciousness or free will. They are seen as decayed forms of their former human selves, mindlessly drawn to consume human flesh, particularly brains in popular culture. Unlike ghouls, zombies find their roots in Haitian Vodou tradition, where they are typically presented as corpses reanimated by a boker, which is a type of priest or priestess for personal gain or servitude. Zombies are driven by instinct rather than intelligence, lacking the cunning often associated with ghouls. Zombies' main strength lies in their perceived invincibility unless their brains are destroyed. However, they are often portrayed as slow-moving, and while they do not share the ghoul's weakness to sunlight or religious symbols, their lack of consciousness or free will can be considered a significant weakness. Both ghouls and zombies have deeply impacted popular culture, with their influence reaching literature, films, video games, and music. Ghouls have been featured in works such as H.P. Lovecraft's Pickman's Model, films like Night of the Living Dead, and video games like the Fallout series. The heavy metal band Ghoul also showcases the influence of the creature beyond visual media. Zombies, meanwhile, have become central characters in many horror films, including George A. Romero's Night of the Living Dead, and popular TV series like The Walking Dead. They are also a staple in video games, with franchises like Resident Evil and Plants vs. Zombies. In modern popular culture, the lines between ghouls and zombies have often been blurred, with some stories merging or interchanging their characteristics. However, the distinction between ghouls being associated with a level of intelligence and predatory cunning, and zombies being portrayed as mindless, instinct-driven creatures generally remains. Role-playing games have long been a platform for exploring and highlighting the unique characteristics of various supernatural creatures. One particular standout in this regard is Dungeons & Dragons, an iconic tabletop game that has masterfully incorporated the distinctions between ghouls and zombies into its immersive gameplay mechanics. Within the expansive world of Dungeons & Dragons, players are transported to fantastical realms where they assume the roles of adventurers on daring quests. As part of their journeys, These intrepid heroes often encounter a wide array of formidable adversaries, including ghouls and zombies. What sets Dungeons & Dragons apart from other role-playing games is its meticulous attention to detail when it comes to differentiating these undead beings. Ghouls, with their rotting flesh and insatiable hunger for human flesh, possess a cunning intellect that allows them to ambush unsuspecting victims with lethal precision. Zombies, on the other hand, are mindless reanimated corpses driven solely by instinctive urges. The game's creators have ingeniously woven these dissimilarities into the very fabric of its gameplay mechanics. For instance, when confronting ghouls in battle, players must be strategic in exploiting their vulnerabilities, such as vulnerability to sunlight or silver weapons. Conversely, combat encounters involving hordes of zombies require a focus on endurance rather than finesse due to their relentless nature. Moreover, Dungeons & Dragons goes beyond mere superficial differences by delving deeper into the lore surrounding these creatures. The game provides rich backstories for both ghouls and zombies that enhance players' enjoyment of the game. The study of ghouls and zombies reveals two distinct entities with rich histories and cultural significance, each providing a unique lens into the societies from which they emerged. While they share the classification of being undead, their differences in origins, abilities, behavior, and cultural depictions position them as separate, fascinating subjects of study within supernatural folklore. Through their persistent presence and evolution in popular culture, they continue to reflect and shape our deepest fears and anxieties. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and subscribe to Connect Paranormal. This will allow us to make more videos. Thanks for watching.